Nuclear weapons do not discriminate between the faithful and the unbelievers. But nuclear weapons are going to be the closest thing that Jesus freaks will come to experiencing as far as a rapture, as they are raised up in a cloud of nuclear dust and disappear forever. Jesus is a pagan god name given to us by the Roman Catholic Church, the Vatican. I invite you to take a look at this character called Jesus and realize that this fictional entity was created by a pagan Roman emperor in 325 AD at the First Council of Nicaea, along with the Christian religion, where it was decided what exactly would go into the books and the teachings that were given out to the peoples. I guess Emperor Constantine figured if you can't beat them, you may as well join them, after they had seen true believers, those living through gnosis, be thrown to the lions and never ever once renounce their faith. Emperor Constantine figured, hey, may as well create this authoritarian type of institution to try to rein them in and control them. A type of mental judo, if you will. But I invite you to hit the subscribe button, and I invite you to give this video a thumbs up, as it helps the algorithms and this message of truth and light and love reach the collective. I invite you to take a look at this character, this fictional character called Jesus, this fictional entity. I invite you further, though, to meeting the real Christ who is known as Yeshua ben Yosef, with an open mind and fresh eyes, and allow yourself to see the possibilities inherent in every human being. And thus, by doing so, understand that the word Christ is a title and means the anointed one. Now, I promise you that you will be anointed with the truth on this most astounding journey of self-discovery. We live at the dawn of the coming of the New Jerusalem, when the living God will govern the earth, a time when man to man shall brother be. That living God is truth and awareness, understanding, and the acknowledgement that God exists in the heart-brain coherence of the enlightened ones, those inhabitants of the frequency of the new earth, in the transcendental fires of the superior gnosis of harmonic universe number 2 of dimension 5, which is a quality of consciousness, a measurable state of bliss. And the way to this new earth, the way that we change the old paradigm, is by each one of us living by the maxim, do unto others what you would have them do to you. This is the first step to resurrecting the Yeshua, the Christ within each of us, giving rise to the Christ consciousness. When you also realize that your Christ consciousness and the power thereof, you understand the words, what things soever you desire when you pray, believe that you receive them and you shall have them. Do unto others what you would have them do to you. It doesn't seem hard. Why do we complicate this? We all want to change the entire world to fit in with our delusional expectations. But in order to put an end to suffering, it will be much easier to live by that maxim. Do unto others what you would have them do to you. And that consciousness is realizing that a man called Yeshua did indeed exist. And based on the assumption that so many tales could not have possibly spun around a totally non-existent entity. Also following the more recent discoveries of yet other versions of the Bibles in Nag Hammadi in the 1940s, including the untampered version of the Gospel of Thomas. But on this journey of self-discovery, dear esteemed viewer, we're going to decipher and understand, which is the very paving stones to gnosis, to superior gnosis of harmonic universe number 2, that allows our brain frequencies to rise in vibration. We're going to uncover and discuss Christ and Jesus are two entirely separate entities. Yeshua the Christ and Jesus are two entirely separate entities. Christ was a purely spirit essence, which, previous to the creation of the Jesus myth, was feminine. She was known as the Queen of Heaven, often the triple-headed goddess. And historically speaking, Jesus, the man, never existed. He is a myth. So we have set before us a tall order. In that we must uncover centuries of brainwashing, of gaslighting by organized religion, to realize that we, each of us, are the vessels for this Christ consciousness, which leads to the dawn of the new earth, the dawn of the new age. But trust me, I'll leave you with this, and I will say once again that nuclear weapons do not discriminate between the faithful and the unbelievers. And they are probably the closest that Jesus freaks will come to experiencing a rapture. Namaste. Namaskaram.